A very good evening to you all. Welcome to session 14 of Life and Homeopathy Through My Eyes. And the topic today is, before I tell you the topic, I would first like to thank all our viewers for watching us week after week and for your comments, for your feedbacks and for your suggestions. It's because of your suggestions that we have come to this session and to this topic, that is basics of eye care. Thank you so much, viewers. Well, just as it is important to keep our body healthy, so also our eyes. Being able to see, our vision, our eyesight is among the most important senses, and so also our sense organ, that is our eyes. Well, most of what we perceive around is because of our vision. And you may forget what you hear, but what you see, you will remember, isn't it? So protecting our eyes is very important. It not only helps us from preventing any loss of vision, it also prevents blindness and helps to maintain our vision. Well, some knowledge, some information, awareness is always good, isn't it? It helps us to seek medical advice at the right time and thus early treatment, which helps us in the long run. So to help us today with our eye health, we have with us Dr. Partho Bakshi, a young and dynamic eye surgeon and eye specialist who has got his fellowship degree from the world-renowned L.V. Prasad Hospital, Eye Hospital, Hyderabad, and is certified by the largest eye care providers of Eastern India, that is Visha Eye Hospital. So we are looking forward to having you on our session, Dr. Bakshi. I can see his request and soon he will be on our session. So Dr. Partho Bakshi, yes, within few seconds. I can see you. I think you need to make a little change. Good evening, Dr. Partho. How have you been?
I'm good. Happy Navratri to you.
Oh, same to you, same to you. So, warm welcome to our session, and we are going to have a power-packed session because I have a line of questions for you, lined up for you. So, can we get set rolling?
Sure, Dr. Prabha. Let's go ahead.
Yes. So, going with the first question, a simple one to begin with. Nowadays, redness and dryness of the eyes is very common. Why is that so?
So the millennials of this generation have been using a lot of devices, and hence the screen time has increased. The devices in terms of mobile, in terms of laptop, in terms of TV. And when this happens, what you tend to do is stare at the computer and not blink very often.
Right.
This tends to lead to a condition called as dry eye, and hence it enhances the irritation and the redness in the eye.
True.
And especially during these COVID times in the lockdown, the use of these devices have increased exponentially.
Right.
And hence the problem.
Right. Okay. We have a question coming up soon. Yes, great. And as one of our viewers say, if you have pain in your eye, you should show to the doctor immediately. Yes, very true.
Absolutely.
Yes. So going ahead, Dr. Bakshi, you told us about the gizmos that we are using. Before we go ahead with how we can protect our eyes related to them, here we have understood about the redness, the dryness, which also, other than the gizmos, could be related to the wind, dust, dirt, and so on. You would be helping us ahead how to protect that. So before we go to that question, let me ask you, what happens if a person rubs their eyes vigorously? How can it harm our eyes?
So rubbing the eyes is an absolute no-no, because if you rub the eyes, your curvature of the eye, that is the front portion, may change. And what that does is, once the curvature changes, it becomes thinner and thinner. We have a condition called as keratoconus, in which the cornea, which is
Right.
the front of portion of the eye, becomes conical, and it thins out, in fact, so much at a point of time that a little bit of rubbing also bursts the eye open, and that is a real emergency which may require an urgent cornea transplant. It has
Oh.
to be an eye-saving procedure because the contents of the eye do come out. So, absolute no to touching of the eyes or rubbing of the eyes.
Something which is really well put, Dr. Partho, because I'm sure many of our viewers may not be knowing about it, that a simple act like rubbing your eyes could be so dangerous to your vision, to your sight. So whenever you see any family member or friend rubbing their eyes, you know what to say. Well, so going to the next question, Dr. Partho, often we have heard, even as children, our parents telling us, late ke mat padho, andhere mein mat padho. What I mean is, don't read in dim light, or one should not read in a moving vehicle. Why is that so?
So, lying down doesn't change the quantity of vision. One has to understand that. Reading in dim light also doesn't change the quantity of vision, but you have to understand that these are hazardous things that you're doing.
Right.
Lying down may cause trouble to your neck and spine. Reading in dim light is not a good idea. It causes eye strain. And reading in moving vehicles really should not be done. Your point of focus keeps on shifting, and that is slightly disconcerting to the eye and the brain. So I would say avoid as far as possible.
Right. So moving, in reading in a moving vehicle, one thing I know and understand is many a times people may experience vertigo also because of that the balance issue, because your body and your ears are perceiving the movement, whereas your eyes are trying to be fixed on something that you are reading. Right, Dr.
Correct,
Partho?
correct, absolutely correct.
Yeah. So viewers, why strain our eyes reading in dim light, reading lying down because the angle changes, and also why read in a moving vehicle when you can listen to music or something else? So going ahead, you were talking in the first question about electronic devices. Yes, it is the world of technology, and you will find mobiles, tablets, laptops all over the place. So is overuse of these devices harmful to our eyes? How?
Yes, definitely. In fact, the eye surgeons have come up with a term for this. It's called an epidemic. Okay, so it's an epidemic, which a pandemic of the eyes, because we are
Right.
overusing our eyes so much that we are causing strain on the eye, dryness on the eye, and that in turn really bothers us. A simple rule to follow would be a 20-20-20 rule. That is, every 20 minutes, look at a distance 20 feet away and blink 20 times over a period of 20 seconds. And this takes care of your dryness per se. Just pure blinking, simple as that. This would definitely help.
Right. And how does it damage? How does the blue light actually damage our eyes?
Right. So blue light, when we use and we are using it excessively over a period of time, it damages the retina, which is the back portion of the eye, thereby causing macular degeneration. And also, it is a known fact that it causes disturbance in the sleep patterns. So they recommend that you keep the mobile outside the bedroom. You don't take the
Okay.
mobiles in the night time into the bedroom at all.
Right. So two very important things that you mentioned is one about the blue light, excessive use of blue light, which is radiated from our screens, our mobiles, tablets, iPads. These tend to damage our eyes because they have a direct impact on the retina, that is the light sensitive area of our eyes. So as Dr. Partho mentioned, overuse, Using them, especially in the dark, and being exposed to excessive blue light can damage our eyes. Second thing which Dr. Partho very beautifully mentioned, if you have to use the laptop throughout the day, keep in mind the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at a distance of 20 feet and more, have 20 blinks, it will be over 20 seconds. Maybe I could add one more thing, Dr. Partho. I would say another 20 seconds and do some neck exercises. That will prevent your neck strain too. Right? Okay. So
we call it computer vision syndrome. We call it computer vision syndrome, which is eye strain along with neck pain.
True. So is there any way which one can protect from the blue light which is radiated? Anything related to glasses, any special glasses?
Yes, so we have a special glass called an ARC glass, which is just a coating on the glass which prevents the harmful rays of the computer, the mobile, and other devices from entering the eye. So they cut off the harmful light and prevent damage. So it is recommended, especially for people who are using computers day in, day out.
Right. So that's very important tip that you have given for people who are working, because nowadays I think almost everybody has to work 8 hours on the computer, and they can prevent this damage happening to their eyes by using special glasses. So Dr. Partho, is using these devices in the dark, in absolute dark, where I mean to say the room lights are off, and it is sleeping time, and one of the person is seeing the devices in the dark, is that harmful to the eyes much more than what it would be otherwise?
Yes, because in broad daylight, you are using the natural light, and in daytime, the whole light is cut off, and you're using the mobile light, which is a backlit light. Okay.
Correct.
And those are really causing strain and on the eyes, and it's definitely not a good idea to have these light entering your eye. So best avoid it, I would say.
True. So as much as you think you are disturbing viewers, you may be thinking that you're disturbing your family by reading in the dark. But remember, you're disturbing your vision too. So why read in the dark? So अब रात के अंधेरे से जाते हैं दिन के उजाले में. So let me ask you, Dr. Partho, कि how do sunglasses help us when we go out in the sun?
Yeah, so sunglasses are especially for people who are very intolerant to light. We call it photophobia. So what it does is prevents the excess amount of light from entering the eye.
Okay.
What some specific sunglasses also do is they have UV coating on it. Okay, so these UV rays are in fact very damaging to the back portion of the eye, which we call as the retina, and it hastens something called as age-related macular degeneration, which is degeneration of the retina. And by wearing these special UV coated sunglasses, it definitely reduces your chances of having the disease in the longer run.
Okay. So, well, two things I think the sunglasses help us in. One, it prevents the dust, dirt, excessive wind, and prevents the dryness and redness which you had told about in the first question. And second, now you just mentioned about it helping us by cutting off the UVA, UVB light entering our eyes and damaging our vision. So well, so going ahead from sunglasses, we talk about, often we are said that if we have a number, if we have a refractive error, we are often said that if you don't wear your spectacles, your number will increase. Is that so?
So I would say no and yes. Why no? Because once you have a number and you are above 18 years of age, you don't wear glasses is not going to increase your number. But in childhood, if you have a high minus number and if you're not wearing glasses, what it does, it stimulates the eye to see more, and hence the eyeball length grows, and thereby causing an increase in the number. So if you don't wear glasses in childhood, your number is definitely going to be increasing over a period of time.
Okay, right. Fine. So absolute no-no for children having an eye number. They have to use spectacles, no two ways about it. Whereas if you're above 18, I think maybe it could add to your personality. So think of that. And still, if you do not want to wear spectacles, you have options. One is contact lens and LASIK surgery. So going to the next question. What care should a person wearing contact lenses take?
So contact lenses is a double-edged sword. You have to understand that. Contact lenses are a good method of for someone who doesn't want to wear glasses at all. But we have to take care that in consultation with your eye doctor, the precautions that are needed for using the contact lenses. We always recommend that you should be using the contact lenses every day. What it does is, if you use the contact lenses every day, you're cleaning the contact lenses every day and you're changing the solution also every day.
Right.
And hence the chances of infection, which can be disastrous for the eye, are reduced. So contact lenses in consultation with your eye doctor and understanding the precautions that you need to take is a must, and then you can go ahead and use contact lenses. If you don't want to wear glasses and if you don't want to wear contact lenses, we have a permanent treatment also available, which we call as LASIK.
Okay. Very, very, very famous, very common now. Yes. So, Dr. Partha, what we understood about contact lenses is the hygiene part is very important. So one needs to, even I would add to that, should wash your hands when you are about to wear your lenses or remove them. Also, do not wear them throughout the night. So these care, whatever Dr. Partha has told us about contact lenses, with help of our eye doctor, we can take care and go ahead with contact lenses. Else you have the option about LASIK. Now, talking about LASIK, Dr. Partha, is the number one with LASIK surgery, does the number go off permanently? Does it mean that you do not have to wear spectacles ever again?
Okay, so great question. For somebody to undergo LASIK, there are a few criteria which have to be met. One has to be above 18 years of age. The eye number has to be stable for a year, and the parameters of your cornea and the eye have to meet the requirements of the surgery. Having said that, everybody almost after the age of 40 years will require glasses for reading. So from 18 to 40 is a good idea where we can do LASIK for people who want freedom from glasses.
Right. Wow. So that's about LASIK that you have told us, and you have made it very clear that it doesn't mean a complete no-no to spectacles after the age of 40 for the number that comes for the reading the glasses, right? Yes. So, Dr. Partha, I have heard that people follow things like sun gazing, candle gazing, eye exercises to improve their vision. Does it really help, or is it harmful?
No. Sun gazing is an absolute no-no. What happens if you're gazing at the sun, you are in direct contact with the sunlight, and what that may do is damage the central part of the retina, which is exactly the position from where we see. And this may cause a condition which we call as solar retinopathy, which is burning out of the central part of the retina, and thereby a person can go completely blind, and this blindness is irreversible. So sun gazing is an absolute no-no, especially during eclipse. You can take the precautions which are recommended and then do that, but do not gaze at the sun directly. As far as candle gazing, I'm not really sure, and it is doesn't help much. Yes, but there are some other exercises which we give to patients, like blinking exercises for dry eyes, or exercises for people who have squint, which is deviation of the eye. So those exercises under the recommendation of an eye doctor will definitely help you.
Okay, good. So we have to remember absolute no to sun gazing and eye exercises as prescribed by the doctor, which will help you for certain conditions. Okay, so Dr. Partho, बचपन से सुना है गाजर खाओ. How does that help us? How does eating carrots help us?
तो मैं बोलता हूँ सब कुछ खाओ. Gajar is good source of vitamin A. I
Right.
agree.
Yes.
There are some other vegetables which are yellow, green leafy vegetables, which are also rich sources of vitamins. But I
Right.
always tell my patients, have a healthy, balanced diet. Your diet should be what is over fiber, carbohydrates, everything, and
Correct.
have something that is cooked at home. That is the most simplest way of putting it.
Yes. So fresh, healthy, well-balanced diet is the answer to everything is what I understand. And carrots, well, they have good amount of vitamin A, but so does your yellow fruits and vegetables and your green leafy vegetables too. So why not get all the vitamins, minerals, and the needed essential nutrients by having a well-balanced diet? Great going, Dr. Partho. So going ahead, what are the common causes of blindness that we have, and how can you prevent them?
Okay, so blindness can be of two types. Some which we call as reversible, and
Okay.
some which is irreversible. So an
Right.
example of an irreversible blindness is glaucoma. हिंदी में बोलते हैं कांच बिंदु.
Okay.
Glaucoma is something wherein the eye pressure increases, and
Yes.
what that does is damages the optic nerve,
Okay.
and what it does is causes your field of vision to decrease, and at a point of time it becomes so small that you lose the central part of the vision.
Okay.
And once this happens, there is no way we can get the vision back. So
Right.
once a year eye checkup is an absolute must for everybody, but especially people who are above 40 years of age.
True.
This is regarding glaucoma. There are some other
Okay.
conditions like cataract, moti bindu जिसको बोलते हैं.
Right.
What happens is just like our hair grays, the lens inside the eye grays and there's whiteness, and
Correct.
hence your vision decreases.
Okay.
And a cataract surgery simply done will help us get back the vision.
True.
There are some other conditions like age-related macular degeneration, wherein the back portion of the retina gets damaged, and this is due to aging, and it can be picked up only by once a year eye checkup. There are
Okay.
India is the diabetic capital of the world right now, and
Yes.
the number of diabetic patients are galore, and it causes something called as diabetic retinopathy. That is
Right.
diabetes damaging the back portion of the eye, the retina, and hence once a year eye checkup is essential because once we catch them early, we can detect it and prevent it.
True. So glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, cataract, and maybe we can add blood pressure, macular degeneration. Okay. So if we keep in control our sugar, blood pressure, that itself will take care of a lot of things. And yearly checkup or timely checkup with your eye specialist to rule out if you have an increased eye pressure, that will also be very important. Now, talking about cataract, I would like to ask a question in connection to cataract. Often it is said that the cataract has to ripen for you to go undergo surgery. Is that so?
So again, a tricky question. I would say yes and no,
Okay.
because vision requirements for different people are different. For example, a pilot who has slight disturbance of vision needs to undergo a cataract surgery immediately
Right.
for the simple reason that he'll be flying the aircraft and is responsible for all the passengers sitting behind.
True.
Whereas for a farmer whose vision requirement is not that very high, can still wait for his cataract surgery and can plan it. So what I
Right.
mean to say is you need to consult your eye doctor as soon as you have vision problems, and in consultation with your ophthalmologist,
True.
you can decide at a time frame when to get operated, what lens to use, and how to go about it. As simple as that.
Right. So, well, for pilots, it's a dire emergency. Our lives are in your hands. Yes. And anyway, we know one thing that cataract has to get operated. You have to get operated for cataract, whether you do it now or you do it tomorrow. But in the end, surgery is necessary. So, Dr. Partho, commonly people have complained of floaters in the eyes. They see something moving. Is that normal, or is it connected to particular eye diseases?
Okay, so my eyes, I have floaters, but
Okay,
I have normal eyes because I've got it checked by my eye specialist. So for me, floaters are absolutely a normal thing.
right.
But for patients who are diabetics, hypertensives, um, a sudden onset of floaters and a sudden decrease in vision could mean a serious thing like a vitreous hemorrhage, which is blood coming inside the eye.
Right.
So you need to immediately go and see your eye doctor to rule out these things.
Okay.
If you ignore floaters in a normal person, it is not going to do you much harm. But
Okay.
in case you have comorbid conditions like
Right.
diabetes and blood pressure, then you
Right.
need to get your eyes checked.
Well, so important is that we be updated with what is happening to our eyesight, our vision, and to the diseases related to them by regular checkup. That's like a thumb rule. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So coming to the end of the session, but the session cannot end without this very important question. I would like to know more about eye donation, Dr. Parth.
Okay, so eye donation is very close to my heart. I'm a cornea specialist. We
Okay,
do cornea transplants.
right,
The situation in India is very grim because the number of blindness is way, way higher, and number of corneas available to us to do transplant surgeries is really, really low.
mm,
So there is something called as pledge donation, wherein
okay,
you pledge your eyes when you're alive, and that can be easily done with getting in contact with Dr. Prabha or with me, and we can do it online for you.
true,
That is a simple thing. But what is more important to remember is that we get these corneas from cadaveric. That is from people when they expire. We go
yes,
and request the next of kin, that is the closest relative, to
correct,
give us the cornea,
right,
and that is when your support is required to give us the permission to take the corneas. And
right,
remember, from one person we can save two eyes at least.
yes, very true, very true. So let someone less fortunate also see the world through our eyes. नेत्रहीन को नेत्रदान दे और उनका जीवन उजाले से भर दे is what I would like to say. Thank you so much, Dr. Partho. Thank you so much, Dr. Bakshi, for an enlightening session, a session which helped to dispel darkness and illuminate many lives, and many more to come in the future where we could help them by pledging to donate our eyes.
I always
So,
say that a good surgeon, sorry to interrupt you, I always say
right.
that a good surgeon has to have three H. He
Okay,
has to have a good head,
yes,
that is the first H. He has to have a good heart,
true.
that is the second H, and he has to have good hands. And when all the three H's are combined, that is when we can do some service to the society.
So true. Perfectly put, Dr. Partho. Thank you so much. And for any queries related to eye donation, related to eye banks, or even if you want to understand the basics of eye care, you could get in touch with Dr. Partho Bakshi at partho.bakshi.eye, EYEI. Yes, and his team could help you with the same. So thank you once again. Thank you, viewers. Do not forget to share this video with your friends and family and those in your contact sphere. You never know how many lives, how many eyes you could actually save by doing so. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our social media handles, be it Facebook, be it Instagram or YouTube. And again, a big thank you to you, Dr. Partho. Big thank you to you, viewers. Have a great day, great weekend, and happy Dasera to all.
Thank you, Dr. Prabha. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Same here. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.